The last section is on assembling and completing formal business reports. So here are the front matter of formal reports. The front matter is the preliminary sections before the actual body. So here, some of these are optional, but this is typically how they appear. You have the report cover, which is optional. Of course, you have the title page. You have a letter or memo of transmittal, which is optional. Then the table of contents, a list of figures or tables, which is optional, and then the executive summary. So most of the time, these front matter sections here are numbered with Roman numerals, except for the title page. But the title page usually includes the name of the report and in uppercase letters. You don't want quotation marks or underscores. Then it has presented to or submitted to, followed by the name, the title, and the organization of the individual receiving the report, who it was prepared by, with the author's name and title, and the date of submission. A memorandum of transmittal is a memo written to the recipient of an internal formal business report, and it's delivered with the document. It announces the topic of the report, tells how it was authorized, briefly describes the project, highlights the report's findings, the conclusions and recommendations, and expresses appreciation in the close. Then you have the table of contents, and it shows the heading in the report and the page number. So it gives an overview of the report topics and helps the reader locate them. The table of contents includes front matter items, the body sections, main headings and subheadings, and back matter sections such as the appendix. So your headings are going to be left aligned, and leaders are going to have space dots to help guide the eye to the page number. Some writers distinguish tables and all other illustrations, which they call figures. In that case, they prepare separate lists of tables and figures. And for each table or figure, include a title and a page number. An executive summary is a time-saving device that summarizes a proposal, and it summarizes the business plan or the formal business report. So it's basically a summary of the report, and it concisely addresses all its sections of chapters. Readers often will go straight to the executive summary and look for recommendations before actually looking at the full report. So the body of the report should include the following: a background. This is just kind of leading up to the problem, then the problem or the purpose, and then the significance. Tell why it's important. This is where you might want to quote experts from primary or secondary sources. And then the scope, clarify the boundaries of the report, what's going to be in the report and what's not going to be. Organization, kind of introduce the readers to the structure of the report, how it's going to be set up. And you might also want to include some of these items: the authorization, who commissioned the report or who the report's written for, literature review. This is where you can pull in authors and researchers and provide information that's out there already from literature, sources and methods. Provide your secondary sources, where you're getting your information from, and explain how you got, if you use primary data, explain how you collected it, and then define any words that may be unfamiliar to the audience. The body or the main section in a formal report discusses, analyzes, interprets, and evaluates the research findings. So it needs to be organized into main categories. The body can contain clear functions or talking headings that explain each major section. So functional heads help readers identify the purpose of the section, but doesn't reveal what's in it. But the talking heads are more descriptive and formative. So let's look at an example in the textbook of a functional head and a talking head. So it says functional heads would be results of the survey, analysis of findings, discussion. And it helps the reader identify the purpose of the section, but it doesn't reveal what's in it. And then you have talking heads, which are more descriptive and informative. For example, anatomy of a market crash, or your money as a force for good. So then you have your conclusion, and sometimes writers will intermix their conclusion with the analysis and findings instead of just presenting the conclusion separately. And then others place the conclusion before the body, so the busy readers can see the conclusion immediately. And then other writers combine conclusions and recommendations, but most writers present the conclusion after the body, because this is what readers usually expect. To improve readability, you can present the conclusions in a numbered or a bulleted list. The back matter includes a reference section and one or more appendixes. The reference section will list the sources and any supplemental information or source documents. And then you want to use the standard Arabic numerals. And it should be, you should number the pages using these numerals to organize the back matter sections. If you have multiple appendixes, you can name them Appendix A, B, C, etc. And then the MLA we talked about is one way that you can use and list sources. This is usually used in humanities. The works cited section is going to list all your sources that are formatted through MLA. APA is another way to format and list sources, and this is used in social sciences. And then it has a reference section where it lists all sources. But regardless of which one you use, you must include the author, the title, the publication, the date of the publication, the page number, and other significant data for all ideas or quotations that you use in your report. So a model formal report with MLA format, usually formal reports are aimed to study problems and recommend solutions. To see a complete formal report, you can visit the Student Companion website. And I'm going to show you a formal report, an example of a formal report. So you have that's your title page there. And then you can see over here your table of contents. And I'll put these as a link at the bottom of the presentation. There's your executive summary. This is in your textbook. your introduction, your background, and then here is your works cited page.